just playing with a triangle here made out of craft sticks, which actually reminds me of a really fun question that allows us to see multiplication in a whole new way. Let's check it out together, see what we think. So, Allie had some craft sticks. She decided to make shapes. Now, if she used one craft stick for each side of the shape, like I did here with the triangle, would Allie use more craft sticks for 6 squares or for 8 triangles? Now let's think about this together. So if we look at the square, she's going to make 6 of them, so 6 of these. And with the triangle, she is going to make 8. So how many craft sticks would be needed? Well, of course, one craft stick per side. So here we see 1, 2, 3, 4. So we require 4 sticks. So we have 6 groups of 4. 6 groups of times 4. So in fact, the number of sticks is going to be 6 times 4. Whatever that is. And then here we see we need 1, 2, 3 sticks. So we see we have 8 groups of 3, and so we have 8 times 3. Great. So now we have to figure out, in fact, what these products equal. Well, one way to do that, actually, is just to start counting by, in this case, 4s. We need to have 6 4s, so let's just start counting by 4s and see what we get. So if I count by 4s, I see 4, and then I see 8. And then 8 plus 4 is 12. And then 4 more is going to be 16. And then 20. And then 24. Now we have to count up to 6. Let's see how far we've gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, in fact, I just hit it. So in fact, that is the answer. This represents 6 times 4, because I was counting by 4s, and I've done that 6 times. So even it sounds that way, 6 times 4. And so we see the answer is 24. Great. Now, how can we actually find 8 times 3? Well, we can count by 3s and just do that 8 times. So let's try to do that and count by 3s. So if you count by 3s, this is kind of fun, I think. So first you have 3, then 6, then 9, then 12. Then if you add 3, you get 15. And if you add 3 again, you get 18. And then after 18 comes 21. And then after 20, now let's see how far we've gone, by the way. How far do we have to go? We have to actually have 8 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 1 more. And so 21 plus 3 is 24. And that's the 8th one. And so I see that 8 times 3, I have 8 3 times. And so I should say I have 3 8 times, 3 8 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 8 times, and so we see the answer is 24. Well, now that's kind of interesting, because check it out. I actually see that I get the same answer. 24, 24. And so we just learned something really cool about multiplication. 6 times 4 is the exact same thing as 8 times 3. We get the same answer either way. And so, in terms of Allie and her sticks, what do we see? We see that she's going to use the same number of sticks if she makes 6 squares as if she makes 8 triangles, because in each case, she's going to use 24 sticks. And in this case, we did it by counting by 4s 6 times. And in this case, we did it by counting by 3s 8 times. Either way, no matter how you slice it, we see 24. And that's kind of cool, because the interesting thing for us is that there are lots of different ways of thinking about stuff. In fact, there are as many different ways of thinking about math and multiplication as there are sticks in the world. In fact, I've got a bunch of them. You know, I showed you this. But check this out. Here are all my sticks. I've got so many of them. Look at them all. And each one of them can be thought of as a multiplication question. So look at all these multiplication questions that are just waiting for us to be solved. How exciting. Have fun thinking about the multiplication questions in your life and your craft sticks, and I'll see you soon.
Let's do a little bit of practice with multiplying the 3 and 6. Here is our equation. I should say story, not equation, but here we have my friend Mary. Mary is making triangles with toothpicks. She uses 3 toothpicks for each triangle. She makes 5 triangles. How many toothpicks does Mary use? So let's solve this picture, okay? We know Mary's making a triangle. Triangles have 3 sides. She uses 3 toothpicks for each triangle. She makes 5 triangles. How many toothpicks does Mary use? Let's look at our important information first. We know she's making triangles. She's using 3 toothpicks for each triangle, and she's making 5 triangles. To find out how many toothpicks she's going to use, I'm going to write a multiplication equation inside. 5 triangles times 3 toothpicks in each triangle is going to tell me how many I have altogether. Now that I have my equation, let's draw my picture. I have 5 triangles, so I'm going to draw 5 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just a picture that represents the equation of 5 triangles and 3 toothpicks in each triangle. If I want to double count, check to make sure and count, I can. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 in each one. Now, I want to know what 5 times 3 is. So I'm going to count my toothpicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 5 times 3 equals 15. So altogether, Mary used 15 toothpicks. I'm going to give you a minute. We're going to do another equation, but you're going to need a paper and pencil to do this one with me. All right, now that you guys are ready, let's do this one together. Gemma is making triangles with toothpicks. She uses 3 toothpicks for each triangle. Gemma is making 6 triangles. How many toothpicks does Gemma use? Listen to it again. Gemma is making triangles with toothpicks. She uses 3 toothpicks for each triangle. Gemma is making 6 triangles. How many toothpicks does Gemma use? Let's start by noting the important information. We know she's making triangles. She uses 3 toothpicks in each triangle. Gemma is making 6 triangles. So I want to find out how many toothpicks does Gemma use. Let's start by writing a multiplication equation. Looking at the problem, what 2 numbers would I be multiplying together? Write them down on your paper. What did you write down? 6 and a 3, right, because I'm making 6 triangles, and there's 3 toothpicks in each triangle. Now that we have our multiplication equation, I'm ready to find the product. Let's start by drawing a picture. We have 6 triangles. So let's draw 6 triangles. 1, 2, you should be doing this on your paper. 3, 4, 5, and 6. They don't have to be real big. Now, let's count the sides to see how many I have altogether. Instead of counting each individual side this time, I'm going to do some skip counting, okay? Because I know this first triangle has 1, 2, 3 sides, right? If I add 3 more, 3, 4, 5, 6, my next number is 6. I'm going to count up each time. 6, 3 more is an 8, 9. So 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How many do we have altogether? What is 6 times 3? Next number in my pattern. 18, very good. So we know 6 times 3 equals 18, and Gemma uses 18 toothpicks. Try another one. Grab another piece of paper if you need to, or we can use the same one. Either way works. Okay, so we're still multiplying with 3 and 6. We're going to look at this one a little bit different. Again, it's just a different strategy, all right? The story equation says, George bought 6 boxes of cookies. Each box had 4 cookies in it. How many cookies does George have all together? Again, it says George bought 6 boxes of cookies. Each box had 4 cookies in it. How many cookies does George have all together? Let's start by noting our important numbers. So we know he bought 6 boxes of cookies. Each box had 4 cookies in it. I want to know how many cookies they have all together. Let's write our multiplication sentence first. Go ahead and write this on your paper. And fill in the missing numbers. What 2 numbers are you multiplying? You should have written 6 because there's 6 boxes, and 4 because there's 4 cookies in each box. Now, we are going to solve this by using the multiplication. Okay? We're going to be breaking those numbers up. So let's draw an array. Remember, an array is equal groups and equal rows and equal columns to represent 6 times 4. So go ahead and draw your array, draw your picture. So you're going to have 6 rows going down, and your columns are going to be 4. And I'll do the same, and we'll check our work. Your array should look something similar to mine. I just use stars because that's easiest on this program to do for my counters. You could use dots, circles, whatever. But the important thing is that we have 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have 4 in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I could easily just go and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So I counted all of the stars. But I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to take my 6 times 4 and break it up. Okay. For me, it's hard to multiply by 6s, but I know I can count by 5s. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So what I can do is I can take and I can break this up, these 5, make this one group of an array, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows times 4 in each row. And then I can take my next one, the bottom row, this one down here, and it'll be 1 row times 4 in each row. And I can multiply. 5 times 4 equals, yep, you got it, 20. And 1 times 4 equals 4. So then I'm going to take these 2 numbers, 20 and 4, and add them up. 20 and 4 more equals, go ahead and add them up. 24, good job. So the product of 6 and 4 equals 24, right? Remember, this is just a strategy to use for doing larger numbers. Use whatever strategy that works. If you want to do your circles and stars, you can, okay? And just a reminder of circles and stars. So 6 times 4, I would have 6 groups. And I'd have 4 stars in each one. So these are your circles and stars. If this strategy works for you, by all means, please use this strategy. Okay? We'll say this strategy gets a little bit more difficult when we have bigger numbers, but it's a great strategy to use. We should still get 24 altogether. If you want to do skip counting, you could also do skip counting, okay? Whatever strategy works for you. We're going to do a little bit of practice with multiplication. You're going to start with some fancy practice problems, and then you can go through on your own. Okay? Remember, your teachers are here to help you. Please do your best, do your own work it out on a piece of paper. No calculators, no parents, brothers, or sisters help telling you the answers because you're not learning the strategies. You can multiply and you can do this. You guys are amazing mathematicians. Please ask for help when you need it. Go ahead and go to the next, close off of this video and go to your first slide and get started.